If you're in your 20s right now, feeling miserable and lost, I need you to watch this video. When I was 20, I believed I was a complete piece of shit, but years later I realized I was wrong about myself the entire time. And before you write this video off as just another cheesy self-help video, don't worry. I'm not gonna give you a 5-step bullshit plan, or I'm not gonna tell you just to think positive. I'm 43. And today I'm going to share with you exactly what I would tell my 20-year-old self so I can save you the 10 years of suffering I went through and you can start changing today. But right now, you probably don't even think change is possible. Like me 20 years ago, you felt like you were a piece of shit and you were probably dealing with it in all the wrong ways I was, which, spoiler alert, just made it worse. A lot of my 20s was just spent fucking off. Like, I smoked weed every day just to escape, and it made doing nothing okay. It made feeling like a loser okay. It just kind of like numbed everything, right? When I did go out, I would have to get blacked out drunk just to feel comfortable in my own skin and talk with people, and particularly with women I was attracted to. If I wasn't doing one of those two things, I was probably, playing video games or watching TV. Just complete escapism. Also during that decade, like, I really didn't try hard. Like, I remember being in school, like I was just trying to get by on the bare minimum. At work, I would do the bare minimum. Like, my bar for excellence and success was like very, very low. It was just trying to get, like, my mindset, I just had this kind of like defeatist loser mindset of just trying to get by. Now, all those behaviors kind of serve the same purpose, which is escape and avoidance. If I avoid the world, if I avoid the things that scare me, I never have to risk rejection and confirming how I feel by myself, which is I'm a piece of shit. But never testing that belief that I don't suck, or never not finding out, that's not free. You just don't hit the pause button on life while you wait to tackle these things. You're running a tab that keeps growing and growing and growing as the years goes by. Every day you don't work on it. Every day you avoid. Like, during that time of escape and avoidance in my 20s, I spent years just hating my own life, almost like just looking out a window of envy and jealousy and, looking at all these people enjoying their lives and not me, just feeling alone and miserable. I basically put my psychological, emotional, and financial growth on pause for a decade. It's counterintuitive because we avoid on some level to protect ourselves, but actually that avoidance did the exact opposite. It didn't protect me from anything. It took everything from me. In the sense that, like, it took all these meaningful things that are a part of a well-rounded life. And ultimately it caught up with me. That catching up happened at age 30. Single, alone, unemployed, living in my grandparents' basement. You can't make this shit up. And even then, I was too scared to face my fears. Even at that bottom. I wasn't ready at 30, probably any more than you're ready right now. I chose to start somewhere though, and I did. I started reading for the first time in my life at 30. I always thought reading was a waste of time. And I started reading, I think it was like 5 minutes or 5 pages every day. And ultimately it turned into 2 hours every day. And reading was one of the most powerful things that really kind of helped me see what was possible. Because one of your biggest vulnerabilities right now is you don't know what you don't know. Your window for what you think is possible in your life is very small. And reading expands that possibility by absorbing the thought processes and stories of people that, have gone through suffering and come off the other side. And just learning just general success strategies and how successful people think. I think I started with maybe 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. That was a great one. Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. How to Fail at Everything and Still Win Big. I think it's by Scott Adams. These people opened up my eyes because I'm a firm believer now that your thinking or your life is an output of your thoughts and your actions. I mean, that sounds pretty simple, but your thinking is an output of your inputs. Meaning if I just play video games and watch TikTok all day and scroll on Instagram, my thinking's probably pretty shallow and stupid. Now, reading obviously didn't fix all my problems, and nor it's not gonna fix all yours. Maybe it will. If it does, great. You can stop the video right now and just start reading. But reading got my mind thinking about what's possible and inspired enough hope in me where I was willing to take action and fail. But trying to find out that I didn't suck was not something I sought out to prove to myself. It actually happened by accident through the next decade of work. Long story short, in my basement, I got inspired to become a clinical psychologist and get my PhD. Went through 6 years of grad school, 2 years of volunteering before that. A lot of fun times. During my PhD program, I decided to finally work on my own anxiety with approaching women I was attracted to, and I did exposure therapy on myself. I went out every day for months. Got rejected. After I got my PhD, I decided to create and launch an app that I built. All these 3 things, right, were all 3 things I was scared of. And it's interesting, like, after each one of those things, it's not like I felt necessarily like, oh, my life is transformed. A little bit when I did the exposure. That one, like, you saw it more instantly. But it was actually looking back on that last decade of all these things I have done, and it kind of clicked with me. I wasn't a bad person before. I didn't suck before. I just haven't gone out in the world yet and found proof of the opposite. So that means when you're ready, you need to start getting some receipts. But you're probably wondering, okay, how do I even do that? I would say, you know, again, when you're ready. If you're not, read inspiring shit until you are ready. But when you're ready, pick something hard and pick something important / meaningful. Because if it's hard and not important or meaningful, you're not gonna stick with it. Like the old cheesy saying, your why has to be bigger than the what. And again, like, start where you are. If applying to jobs is scary, start applying to jobs. Apply to one a day. If that's too scary, just start working on your resume. If that's too scary, figure out what job you wanna do or you're willing to try. The key thing is to take action and take action consistently. If you're not sure how to do it, find someone who does. Because the good news is about this day and age, like, whatever you want to do, 99% of the time it's probably been done before. Unless you're trying to go like to Jupiter or something. That's it. 10 minutes a day. Go work on something hard and important to you for 10 minutes every day until you get it. You don't suck. You just don't have the receipts yet. Go get one.